Diversity has always been a fact of life in the United States. Walt Whitman, writing in 1855, called it a nation of many nations and celebrated the different peoples contained within it. He wrote, "The Asiatic and the African are hand in hand, and the European and the American are hand in hand." Hello, I am Maya Angelou. Welcome to our program on making diversity work. As we stand at the brink of the 21st century, the United States is more diverse than ever before. The population of the United States is 80.3% white, 12.1% black, 9% Hispanic, 2.9% Asian or Pacific Islander, and 0.8% Native American. These statistics are the official definition of diversity. But look around. Diversity is much more pervasive and complex than this simple chart indicates. Many signs show that diversity is increasing rapidly throughout our country. In schools and at work, in shopping malls and church services, we find ourselves side by side with people who are different. Different colors, different customs, different languages, different beliefs. How we respond to these differences will shape our future and the future of our children. Will we weave our differences together in a strong and beautiful tapestry, or tear apart the fabric of our society? The headlines show that many Americans of all ethnic groups sometimes respond to differences with fear and suspicion, which often results in violence. Other Americans are stimulated by diversity. Working together with different people, they have generated new ideas, new solutions, and made discoveries about themselves. Each of us is faced with a choice. Is diversity a problem to be met with fear or an opportunity to be embraced? This question confronts us most urgently in our businesses and our schools.
The successful company of the future is, one, going to have a diverse workforce, and two, we're going to have to learn how to manage that diverse workforce as well as value the differences that we have in that workforce.
One of the things that we've seen is that there's no particular monopoly on talent from one group to the other.
The future in education really is one of understanding greater diversity and being open to greater pluralism in the classroom.
We're seeing ourselves interacting with a variety of students from Asian backgrounds, African American backgrounds, Hispanic backgrounds, non-Western backgrounds. And this, I think the realization that we have to come to is that we ourselves need to re-examine our own assumptions, the way that we've been trained, the strategies that we've used in teaching. All of those kinds of things need to be adapted to the new student in higher education.
Can we as employers and workers, as teachers and students, as parents and neighbors, seize this opportunity of diversity? Yes, we can. Every community has organizations that make diversity their strength. I'd like to tell you about one I know well, Mount St. Mary's College in Los Angeles. Each time I visit that college, I am delighted. My heart lifts when I see the students, the faculty, and the staff, and listen to them and notice their ambition. They really mean to make diversity work. They really mean to live together, to learn together, to teach and study together, and then to contribute together to the entire United States and to the world. Here, students from all ethnic groups are learning to be culturally fluent adults, rooted in their own cultures and contributing to society as a whole in a variety of occupations. Who are these students?
I plan to go to USC after this, go for 3 years and get a double master's in sociology and gerontology. I'm aiming to become a geriatric social worker, working with older people in the rehab.
I'm from Bakersfield, California, and I'm looking into a career in an MD PhD program where hopefully I will specialize in becoming a pediatric oncologist.
I'm a senior English major, graduating in May with also my secondary teaching credential to teach high school English.
I'm a foreign student and I'm going to transfer up for psychology and minor in child development and hopefully have a preschool of my own in Manila.
My goals in the future is to become someone that can, a role model.
Although it is a small private college, primarily for women, Mount St. Mary's College is a microcosm of the macrocosm. Students representing their birthplaces list states throughout the country and 16 foreign lands as their places of origin. They represent all socioeconomic levels and practice every major religion. At a time when more and more minority and other students are dropping out of education, they are graduating from Mount St. Mary's College in record numbers. Sister Karen Canale, president of Mount St. Mary's, describes what she found on her arrival in 1989.
Here was a college that I began to get acquainted with, which not only had a mixture of students, about a fifth Asian and 8 or 10% black, about a third Hispanic, about a third Anglo, which did pretty much match the demographic changes in Southern California. But they were graduating a high proportion of these students, either from their Associate of Arts program or from their baccalaureate program. So I said to myself, there must be something here that works. And I want to be a part of that venture there. I have certainly not been disappointed.
Graduation rates demonstrate that Mount St. Mary's is making diversity work. According to the United States Department of Education figures for 1990, 5.8% of all baccalaureate degrees conferred nationwide were awarded to African Americans, 3.1% to Hispanic Americans, 3.7% to Asian Americans or Pacific Islanders, and 0.4% to Native Americans. Only 13% of all baccalaureate degrees conferred in the United States went to minorities. However, in its baccalaureate program, Mount St. Mary's is graduating a much higher percentage of minority students than the national average. In 1992, of all baccalaureate degrees conferred by the college, 5% were awarded to African Americans, 29% to Hispanic Americans, 15% to Asian Americans or Pacific Islanders. 49% of the students graduating with bachelor's degrees from Mount St. Mary's were minorities. Many of these were honor students and winners of the college's prestigious President's Scholarships. How does the diversity on campus affect white students?
As I learn more about the other cultures, I'm learning more about my own. I come from a very small community in the Midwest, and Mount St. Mary's has a very large percentage of students from all over the world, and I've learned a great deal about all the different countries, all the different cultures, different ways of life, and different ways of learning. For me, in the future will be benefit.